But in terms of the current management of that challenge, because I mean, we speak to the people every day, even those in the military, behind the scenes, they hear things, they tell us so many things. But for those who are of the opinion that, look, in terms of how we're approaching this, if they've raised concerns about at the middle, in the military, if they think, look, some people are dissatisfied with maybe how this is being executed. If in the police you have complaints from some quarters about how policemen are supposed to carry out their duties, all of those will definitely affect morale. You may not necessarily see these people come out and approach, they won't come out and tell you in front of the cameras, but these are challenges we have behind the scenes. So isn't that part of what you suggest that, look, yes, we may have a problem addressing this?
Oh, yes, we may have, because even those who are supposed to fight on behalf of the state are impoverished, pauperized, and morale is low at that level. They try their best, and at times you find that equipment are not that sophisticated to deal with the situation. And who wants to die for this kind of Nigeria? Who wants to? Who really wants to say this? Yes, this Nigeria. If they put you out now,
I'm not a soldier, by the way.
So you are not. You look at it, because the state is not fending for anybody. You don't have a state that you own. And we are talking about the ownership of the state. We are talking about the ownership of Nigeria. Therefore, it is very, very crucial and urgent for the Nigerian president, because of the way we have structured our democracy. He has too much. He can turn a man to a woman by the kind of power he has, even under Section 5, to move quickly now and step into it. You don't leave it to governors. They can't do anything. They are helpless. You have to help the governor. You have to move to the war zone and say, hey, dialogue, carrot and stick, or whatever, and then say, look, oh, what do we then do fundamentally so that this doesn't rear its head in Enugu or Onitsha or in Lagos? Because it's happening everywhere. It is Borno today. Tomorrow after election, you will hear the Oduduwa, whatever. It's because the Nigerian peoples, and I use that word advisedly, are dissatisfied with what we have. And we need to do something about it. And it will always happen during elections. And the political class will also collude in that direction, because also people want to win an election and they create alibi, for rigging. And okay, all these things are.
So that thing about ideology seems to be going, when you say the peoples are dissatisfied, question of ideology. So if the Boko Haram have an ideology that is contrary to what seems to be normal way of doing things, what kind of ideology is the nation putting out there, or what do we do to change or to build an ideology that can counter what they have?
Well, if you go back to the activities of the Boko Haram, particularly from 2009 to date, there are particularly Islamic scholars who were very outspoken, who had the command of followership, that spoke intelligently in fighting the ideology of the Boko Haram. Some of these guys were killed because there was no deliberate effort to protect them. I would give you an example of Sheikh Albani in Zaria. The day I watched one of his videos, the way he intellectually tried to dismiss the Boko Haram ideology. I'm a journalist who has covered the Boko Haram crisis from inception to date. I've covered the crisis very well, so I understand the ideology. The day I watched that video, I knew these guys would definitely come after Albani. But I was so shocked that there was no effort to protect that man. At the end of the day, they assassinated him. And I know there are a lot of Islamic scholars today, there are a lot of pastors who are still speaking, even at the risk of the Boko Haram coming after them. What we need to do is to identify some of these scholars who have the followership and the intellect and give them very serious protection to continue to accelerate what they are doing in terms of fighting the ideology. And then part of what the Borno State government, now in Borno State government, now there's a revolution in Borno State. Everybody, majority of the people of the state are openly against the ideology. I will tell you that there was a time we went to a village in Konduga in 2014 with Governor Shetima. We were shocked that a parent approached the governor and said, Your Excellency, when he came, security guys were blocking him. The governor said, allow him. He said, Your Excellency,
I'm afraid we need to go to break. But you don't worry, we'll come back to this in a moment. Stay with us. All right, let's let you conclude your thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, the governor was in Konduga, and a parent approached him and said, look, Your Excellency, my child has joined Boko Haram. He ran away from the bush and is hiding in my house. His own biological child. The governor now ordered security. They brought out that child and took the guy away. That is the level of commitment of the people of Borno State in the fight against Boko Haram. The civilian JTF has played a crucial role in the fight against Boko Haram. The Borno State government has been solely responsible for everything about the civilian JTF in the last 6 years. More than 800 civilian JTF members have given their lives, and these are children of Borno people in the fight against Boko Haram.
So the thing about that is, look, if after all of this, and they still don't get the kind of result they want, it will be frustrating. That's a given.
Yeah.
So let me ask both of you, as we wind down, will there be anything wrong in removing the service chiefs, putting in new people to get new ideas, as well as the IGP?
Well, I think the president is in the best position to analyze the situation. I want to believe that he is getting feedbacks from different segments of Nigerians. I want to believe that he is doing some re-evaluation. And I believe that at the end of the day, he will know.
Preventing him from getting some information?
I don't think anyone can prevent a serious president from getting information. I'm a special advisor to Governor Shetima on media. No one prevents me from getting information, not to talk of the president. The president has multiple channels of getting information. I don't think he can be prevented.
Well, I think that the president has to develop a very strong will in solving this matter. And he has to really consult and then take a decisive step. He has to put his feet down and go. It's not about, you can remove service chiefs. Well, if you do, you still back with the situation because the situation and the structure and the system is still the same. So he has to be very decisive.
What would you suggest?
What I would suggest, I don't know whether that is feasible at this point. Going to election.
Self-agitation.
Going to election. he has to really start a process of national reconciliation. There has to be a process of national reconciliation. He has to go in and say, hey, no more during election. But I doubt if the current political class are really sincere about stopping this.
Because, I mean, several people have said, including yourselves, about the pattern for Boko Haram. During rainy season, you know what happens. And then during elections, you know how this go on. So, but yet, you still see these things going on time and again. But who knows? We'll continue this till later. That's how far we can go today. Issa Gusau, Special Advisor, Media and Communications to Borno State Governor, and Olawale Okunniyi, DG, Nigeria Intervention Movement. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on today. Well, there you go. That's the show today. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
I'm Neo Taigbe.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.